All right, let's talk about something you've definitely seen. Those giant tubs of powder that promise to build muscle, like yesterday. We're talking about BCAAs. But what's the real story? Are they the magic bullet for muscle growth, or is there more to it? Let's get into it.
Seriously, you can't miss them. Whether you're at the gym counter, walking down the supplement aisle, or just scrolling through your feed, they are everywhere. Branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs. They're basically sold as the thing you need to build muscle faster, feel less sore, and just crush your workouts.
But with all that hype, you gotta ask the question, right? What even are these things? And more importantly, do they actually do what the label says? That's what we're gonna figure out.
Okay, so to really get what's going on with BCAAs, we have to back up a little bit and talk about the basics, like the body's actual building blocks.
And it all comes down to these things called amino acids. The best way to think about them, they're like little Lego bricks. Our body has a set of 20 different ones, and it uses them to build pretty much everything. Our muscles, our organs, our tissues, you name it. Now here's the interesting part. Our bodies are pretty amazing. They can actually make some of these amino acid bricks on their own. But there's a specific group that we just can't make. No way, no how.
And that special group, it's made up of 9 of them. Just 9. And when it comes to what we eat, these 9 are totally non-negotiable.
These are what we call the essential amino acids, or EAAs for short. And that word essential is not just for show. It literally means we have to get them from our diet. Our body's internal factories just can't produce them. So here they are, the whole crew, the 9 essential amino acids. Think of them like a team. To build any new protein, your body needs every single one of these 9 to show up for work. If even one is missing, the whole construction project just stops. And as you'll see, a couple of these are about to become very important.
Right. So within that team of 9 essential players, there's this little celebrity trio. And these 3 get pretty much all the spotlight in the supplement world.
And you guessed it, these are the branched-chain amino acids, the BCAAs. We're talking leucine, isoleucine, and valine. They're just 3 of the 9 EAAs, and that branched-chain name, it's just a nerdy way of describing their chemical shape, nothing more.
So why are we so obsessed with just these 3? Well, the marketing claims are, let's be honest, pretty amazing. You see it everywhere. BCAAs will kickstart muscle growth. They'll make you less sore, fight off fatigue during your workout, and even stop your body from breaking down muscle. Sounds great, right? And there's some science behind it, for sure. The main reason for the hype really zeroes in on leucine. Leucine is kind of special because it acts like a light switch for muscle growth. It activates this pathway called mTOR, which basically shouts at your cells, hey, time to build. So the logic feels solid, right? Flip the switch, build the muscle. But is it really that easy?
Okay, but this is where the plot thickens. This is where what we think we know gets challenged by what the science actually says. Let's dig in.
Check out this quote from a major research paper by Robert R. Wolfe. He says, "The claim that consumption of dietary BCAAs stimulates muscle protein synthesis is unwarranted." Whoa, that's a pretty big statement. So what's going on? Why would he say that? What are we missing?
Let's go back to that building block analogy. Imagine you're building a wall, and that wall is new muscle. To build it right, you need bricks in 9 different colors. Those are your 9 EAAs. Now, you take a BCAA supplement. What does that give you? A huge pile of bricks, but only in 3 of the colors. So, where do you get the other 6 colors you desperately need? Well, your body has to go and start knocking down an existing wall, your own muscle, just to scavenge for the missing bricks. In the end, you're not actually building a bigger wall. You're just moving bricks from one spot to another.
And get this, the data from actual human studies is even more wild. When researchers infused people with just BCAAs, their rate of muscle protein synthesis didn't just stay the same, it actually went down. It dropped below the starting baseline. By only giving the body 3 of the 9 parts it needed, it actually choked off the whole building process. You end up with a net loss.
So wait, did we just completely bust a massive multi-million-dollar myth? Well, yes and no. It's actually a little more complicated than that. Let's look at the bigger picture here. Here's the real difference you need to understand. BCAAs, especially our friend leucine, are the signal. They're like the foreman on a construction site shouting, "Let's build!" But the EAAs, all 9 of them, they are the actual bricks and mortar. You can have the foreman yelling all day, but if the truck with the bricks never shows up, you're not building anything. So let's be super clear. The problem isn't that BCAAs are bad or useless. They're not. They are absolutely essential. The issue is that taking them by themselves is an incomplete strategy. It's like sending a text to your friends to meet up, but only giving them a third of the address. But wait, the story has another twist. And this one isn't even about muscles. Super recent research is pointing to a whole new frontier. A 2023 study found that when people took a complete EAA supplement, all 9, before exercising, it actually had a positive effect on their brain's executive function.
You know, things like planning, focus, and mental sharpness. This improvement was directly linked to the amino acids in their system, which makes sense because some of them are precursors for brain chemicals. So the benefits of getting all 9 might go way beyond your biceps.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. After everything we've talked about, what does this actually mean for you? What's the real takeaway here?
So here's the breakdown. The myth that chugging BCAAs alone is going to pack on muscle. The reality? It's an incomplete recipe. You can't build anything without all 9 EAAs. So the real takeaway isn't to focus on the 3 celebrity aminos, but to make sure you're getting the whole team. And you can do that easily, by the way, through complete protein foods like whey, eggs, meat, or even by smartly combining different plant-based proteins.
At the end of the day, the real magic isn't in a few special amino acids. It's in the teamwork of the complete set of all 9. That's the real key. So this whole BCAA story is a perfect example of how complex nutrition can be, right? It makes you think, if something this popular and this certain has a much deeper story, what other nutritional facts that we take for granted might deserve a second look?